Did you know that audiologists are far from losing their jobs due to robots? Hi, I'm Refila Mapaya, and in today's second episode of Audiology in South A, we'll be talking about why you should choose audiology. Welcome to my mind, where all the conversations and experiences are housed. So today we have exciting things to be talking about, and as usual I'll be looking down here because I have my notes with me. So I want to start with, you should choose audiology because starting from high school there are certain things that you look for and you're like, okay, maybe I should be going a certain direction. So when you start thinking about maybe I should do nursing, maybe I should do medicine, courses that go around that, maybe you should also think of doing audiology, okay? And why I say that is because most people who are interested in healthcare professions are usually interested in everything that's in healthcare, but they don't know the opportunities that are available, okay? So if you're doing well in like your languages, your maths, you don't have to do great. If you're doing well in your life sciences, your businesses, things like that, you can think about looking into other courses in healthcare. Okay, and then there's also people who are in university and they are stuck, but they don't know that there's something called internal applications. So you can change your courses when you are inside the university. You can still apply to other universities, but if you have audiology in your university, you can actually apply while doing another course and switch to audiology. We'll be talking about that in other videos and how to do that and what they look for. Even for my high school subscribers, we'll also be talking about what you should be looking out for when you're actually applying and which universities you should apply to for audiology specifically. And I also think there are certain personal traits that can draw you to audiology. It doesn't mean that if you don't have these specific traits, you can't choose audiology. Of course, people are different, but one of the things that I've noticed is that people who are interested in technology will love being in audiology, because we are very tech-savvy people. Even though you might think it's like basic stuff and all of that, as I said, we sometimes work with sound engineers. So anything with engineers, there's tech in it. So there's a lot of technology and there's a lot of research being done on upgrading the technology that we're using. So if you're interested in tech, then you should choose audiology. And then if you are someone who loves to learn, I feel like healthcare professions make you a lifelong learner. So if you're someone who loves reading up on things, researching on things, then it's also something that you can look into. Interestingly enough, audiologists actually reach PhD stages very quickly than other courses I've ever seen. So in UP, you're going to find that every single lecturer is either working towards their PhD or they have a PhD. So lifelong learning, if you are that person, then you are good to choose audiology. And you should be passionate about working with people, which is something that everyone says for the healthcare system, but which is true because you will be exposed to every single type of person and you are going to be working with the spectrum of every person. So from newborn babies to like elderly people. So you have to be very passionate about people, compassionate and wanting to help people. And maybe there are other traits that you have seen, but as I said before, that if you are interested in healthcare courses, you just didn't know audiology, you are already suitable to choose audiology. But also I wanted to address the benefits of going into audiology. There's always pros and cons to everything. And I can't glamorize my profession as if there's nothing bad about it, but there's a lot of good in it. So I could say that audiology is good for you. As I said, if you're a lifelong learner, you're also going to get research skills. That for everyone is demanded. Like, it is compulsory for everyone to know research. But if you're actually into it and you love it, they are going to cultivate your skill of research, and you are going to explore it. They are going to support you in every single type of way. That's what every university that has audiology in it does. That's not something they play on. And then, as I said, you don't need to pass level 7s and everything in high school, because we don't do maths that's like crazy. We don't solve for X in audiology. We don't do science, so we don't do mechanics and physics and all of that. There's only like the basics, because sound is physics, so you need to know the basics, but it's not like in-depth things that can be like, I can't do this. So that's also a plus. And I think most of the departments of audiology, they are combined with speech language therapy, but they are very small. And what's nice about small departments is that they give you their attention. You will never be in a place where you don't know who to ask, how to get help. If you fail something, who are you approaching? Like, there's always assistance in every single place, and they also always advocate for you to come and talk to them because you know who to go to. And that's very, very great. And also, people know that in healthcare departments and stuff like that, you do community service after you are done studying. So with audiology as well, you do have to do community service, and you can also choose to actually do your masters before you actually do your community service, because they call it fast track masters. So you can go from completing your degree to doing your masters and then doing your community service. So you do need to do community service for you to have that HPCSA certification for you to be an independent practitioner. But that's nice because it means that you have a guaranteed job for the next year, and you don't have to be fending like other people. So that's also a plus if you're trying to secure a job, especially after you've done graduating. Also, it provides you with so much exposure and networking. I feel like with all of the lecturers that I've had, and they are so open to you communicating with them and asking them everything and anything after you are done graduating, that there is so much exposure that you get. As I said, it's a small department, so everyone knows everyone. So the lecturers that you're going to see, they are also well known in what they are doing. So if they're in audiology in a specific field, they are known in that field. So that's also nice because you are sure that if I reach out to this person, I'm going to be getting the information that I'm supposed to be getting. I feel like in every university, it's like that. This year, there were other professionals, audiologists and speech therapists coming from other universities to evaluate our university. And you can see that they are all open to networking with everyone and letting everyone know them, so that if you are in need at some point in time, that you can be able to call them or text them or anything like that. And another thing is there is a lot of fields, so sub-fields under audiology, and I think I will break them down in another video because there is a lot of them. And they all specialize in something. They all specialize in a certain thing that is also broad in its own thing. So when you go and do audiology, you are going to practice a little bit in every field that is there in audiology. You might meet one or two people that actually specialize in it to show that audiology is not yet saturated, which is why it's a growing occupation at this point in time, because there's not a lot of people doing it. And even if there are people doing it, they are focusing on a specific niche and forgetting that there are so many fields in audiology that can be pursued. And another thing that allows you to choose audiology is that, okay, when you are in university, you have to do your practicals without any bias. So you're working with every age group. But when you decide to be an independent practitioner, you can actually choose to specialize on a certain age group. So you can specialize in peds, so pediatrics, children. You can decide to specialize in geriatric. You can decide to specialize in disabled children or disabled adults. You can decide to specialize in occupational health. So there's a lot of things that you can decide to specialize in that allows you to just hone in on a specific niche. And also, as I said, there is growth in this occupation. So they are expecting that it's going to grow more and more. Why? Because a lot of people are being exposed to noise. Exposure to noise, you can't close your ears. So everyone is being exposed to noise. So there is definitely going to be some damage to your auditory system. A lot of people are using iPods, earpods, headphones, stuff like that. So you are going to be providing exposure to your ears of noise. And there's a lot of people working in construction, building things, and there's a lot of noise there as well. So you still need an audiologist. There are a lot of people in music, and you still need an audiologist in music as well. So there is a lot of growth in audiology. And the National Health System wants to implement the National Health Insurance thing, and it also wants to prioritize putting allied health into its healthcare system and to make everyone have access to such services. That means that if audiologists are in that place, there's a lot of doctors and nurses who will be referring to audiologists, and meaning that they need to be audiologists in place for that to happen. So that's why you need to choose audiology, because you are going to be needed more in the future. But with all of the good that I have said and that I have explained, there also comes bad things. I don't want to say a lot of bad, but there comes bad things. One that I can say is the biggest thing for me is there are small departments, right? And if you can look into those departments, Black people don't know about these departments, meaning that we have a lot of white people in these departments. And yes, they are trying to say 50-50 when they are accepting people and all of that. But because there are not so many Black people applying, they can't actually accept more Black people to do the 50-50 thing. So they need to accept more white people, which makes the department to still be more white than as usual. Yes, it's improving year by year, but you're still going to get racism. That is always going to be there. I don't know in other universities. UP has always been a white institution from its beginning core, everything. So it is difficult for it on its own to fix its things, but you should expect that, because if they are saying they are transforming, it comes with a lot of years, it comes with a lot of work. And some of that work needs to be done by you as the student in that department, advocating for yourself and other people as well. So you can expect to get unbiased racism quite a lot. And it's something that you should just learn to advocate for yourself. As we said, it's a small department. Complaints, you can do complaints like nobody's business. So that's one big thing that I can say it's not good. And then we can say that there was an introduction of over-the-counter hearing aids not so long ago in the US, and we know that everything starts in the US and then it slowly comes over to everyone. But there was another time that we had a discussion in the classroom with the lecturers and staff, and they were saying that audiologists don't know at the moment what to do with their lives, because it's like people can buy hearing aids, so those things that people wear behind their ears, they can buy those things from Discam Clicks type of shops. So what is the value of an audiologist anymore? That's why I was talking about the fact that there is so many fields in audiology. You don't have to box yourself in the fact of saying, I'm an audiologist who sells hearing aids and fits hearing aids only. So you have to, when you get into audiology, at this point in time, you need to have a goal in mind and be able to say, I know this is what a lot of people are doing, but I want to go this way. And that way that you are choosing should be a way that is thought out of all of the changes that will be happening in the system and everything else. And I could say that yes, I'm saying it's a growing occupation, but you might struggle to get occupation, especially in South Africa. You might struggle a bit with getting employment, in the fact that a lot of places that want to employ audiologists are places that are private practices. And private practices will advertise their posts as wanting someone who is fluent in Afrikaans and in English. And most of us are not fluent in those two languages at the same time. So you might struggle to get jobs in that sense. And also the government doesn't want to take people if, like they say they don't have the budget, but it's like, how can you keep one person working at one department for a very long time and prioritize other things over that one? But what can we say? So you might struggle with that a bit. So you have to be open-minded on how to diversify your own portfolio, how to know people in certain places. That's why I'm saying networking, meeting people, that's what you should be doing. And then another thing that I can say is a down for audiology is that there is a lot of admin. So if you don't like papers, you have to get used to papers. Like, I think there's no job that doesn't lack papers nowadays. Like, there's a lot of admin everywhere. So you just have to get used to the fact that there is admin in every place that you are going to be going to. So I don't think that's something that can deter you from choosing audiology, because it's still the best healthcare profession I think you should have. But yeah, those are the things that I can say are not as glamorous about audiology. But also another thing that I can count that covers everything, which is a good thing, is that in audiology you don't work alone. You never work alone. So as I said, the departments are mixed with speech language therapists, so you are with them like this for the rest of your life. But also you are definitely going to be working with other members of the healthcare system. So a lot of allied healthcare workers as well, so social workers, psychologists, occupational therapists, physiotherapists, dietitians, pediatricians, neurologists. There's a lot, ENTs. So there's a long list of people that you'll be working with. So that's why I'm saying you have to be passionate and compassionate about people, because you are going to be mixing with a lot of personalities as well. So if you are not a team player type of person, don't bother. But if you don't mind building that skill, which you will get to build in a very strict way, but a nice way as well, you will excel in everything that you are doing. So today was me telling you why you should choose audiology, and I hope everything that I have given you today has given you an insight on why this career is such a great career, but also why a lot of people don't know about it. But that is why I am bringing it all to you. So if you're a high school student and you want to ask questions. There are certain questions I will be answering in other videos, but you can also write the questions that you want to know, and I can answer you immediately and that at that time, or tell you that I will address it in a certain video. If you're a person in university wanting to switch courses, you can also ask me. I have 2 friends who switched and were like, yeah, this is the best place for us to be. So I can still help you with that because it was a close thing that happened. And if there are other things that you just want to know about audiology, you can be free to ask. I will be doing another video that explains like all of the universities that have audiology. What are the requirements for you to be getting into it, so that you take me serious when I say you don't actually need level 7s and everything for you to get into audiology. I hope you liked this video and you enjoyed it. And then if you stayed this far, please like the video. Please subscribe and comment down below. I hope you come back again. See you on the next video. Bye.